If this plan works, the war that has dragged on for years could collapse faster than anyone imagined. A strategy so precise, so calculated, and so disruptive that it doesn't rely on overwhelming force, but on timing, pressure, and exhaustion. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Impact Report. Please subscribe to my channel. Today's story isn't about rumors or propaganda. It's about a strategy Ukraine has now openly revealed, one that military analysts are calling genius, and Russian planners are quietly fearing. This approach doesn't aim to conquer territory overnight. It aims to make the war itself impossible for Russia to continue. The exterior of this strategy is what the world sees first. Controlled escalation combined with visible restraint. Ukraine is no longer trying to shock the battlefield with massive sudden offensives. Instead, it presents an image of patience, discipline, and readiness. The front lines appear stable, almost frozen, but behind that calm surface is constant pressure. Every Russian movement is observed, mapped, and anticipated. Ukraine's exterior posture sends a clear message to allies and enemies alike. This is not desperation, this is confidence. By maintaining defensive strength while selectively striking high-value targets, Ukraine shapes the battlefield narrative without revealing the full depth of its intentions. The genius lies in how predictable Ukraine looks on the outside while remaining deeply unpredictable underneath. Russia prepares for large attacks that never come, while missing the smaller operations that slowly dismantle its ability to respond. Ammunition depots vanish overnight. Command centers go silent. Railways suffer unexplained failures. The exterior image of calm hides an internal collapse being carefully engineered. Inside this strategy, the interior mechanism is remarkably simple and brutally effective. Instead of chasing territory, Ukraine targets systems. Logistics, morale, command hierarchy, and political confidence are treated as the real battlefield. Every action is designed to force Russia into costly reactions. Russian units are moved repeatedly, burning fuel and exhausting troops. Emergency repairs drain budgets. Constant alerts erode morale. The interior logic is not about winning fast. It's about making continuation unbearable. The interior execution is short, sharp, and repetitive by design. Strike, pause, observe. Strike again somewhere else. No single blow looks decisive, but together they create chaos. Russian forces are denied rest. Officers lose trust in their intelligence. Soldiers no longer believe orders reflect reality. This interior pressure doesn't need headlines. It only needs time. Performance is where this strategy becomes dangerous. Ukraine's military performance is no longer measured by kilometers gained but by efficiency achieved. Fewer resources are used to create larger effects. Precision weapons are deployed only when success is nearly guaranteed. Drones are used not just to attack, but to psychologically dominate the battlefield. Russian forces never know when they are being watched or recorded. The performance impact is cumulative. Russian response times slow down. Air defenses are stretched thin. Troops are rotated too frequently, reducing cohesion. Ukraine's performance turns Russia's size into a weakness. The larger the force, the harder it becomes to protect every supply line, every base, every convoy. What once looked like overwhelming strength now looks like a liability. Performance also extends beyond the battlefield. Ukraine's diplomatic performance complements its military moves. Every successful strike reinforces confidence among allies. Support doesn't fade, it intensifies. Russia, meanwhile, struggles to justify rising costs to its population. The war delivers fewer visible gains and more visible losses. Performance, in this strategy, is about perception as much as destruction. Safety features are built directly into Ukraine's approach. This strategy minimizes unnecessary exposure. Large troop concentrations are avoided. Defensive positions are layered and mobile. If Russia attempts a breakthrough, it finds empty ground and prepared kill zones rather than massed resistance. Ukraine preserves its manpower while forcing Russia to spend lives and equipment for marginal gains. Civilian safety is also a calculated priority. Operations are timed to reduce collateral damage, strengthening Ukraine's moral position internationally. This safety discipline protects long-term support and denies Russia propaganda victories. Every restrained decision today protects strategic freedom tomorrow. The strategy's safety features also include escalation control. Ukraine applies pressure without crossing lines that would fracture alliances. It forces Russia to escalate first, shifting blame and responsibility. This careful balance keeps Ukraine protected diplomatically while Russia isolates itself further. The unique selling points of this strategy are what truly set it apart. First, it weaponizes patience. Russia expects urgency and mistakes aggression for momentum. Ukraine uses time as a tool. Second, it integrates intelligence at every level. Decisions are data-driven, not emotional. Third, it aligns military action with political messaging so tightly that each reinforces the other. Another unique point is adaptability. The strategy evolves weekly. If Russia adapts, Ukraine shifts focus. No doctrine is fixed, no pattern is permanent. This forces Russia to constantly relearn the war while Ukraine stays one step ahead. Perhaps the most powerful unique feature is psychological dominance. Russian forces feel hunted, not engaged. Ukrainian forces feel in control, not reactive. Wars are not won only with weapons, they are won when one side believes continuation is pointless. This strategy targets that belief directly. The price of this strategy is heavy, but asymmetric. Ukraine pays in discipline, restraint, and relentless focus. There are no quick victories to celebrate, no dramatic maps to display. The cost is patience under pressure. Russia, however, pays in money, manpower, credibility, and political stability. Each day costs more than the last. Economically, the price for Russia compounds rapidly. Repairs, replacements, and emergency mobilization strain budgets already under sanctions. Politically, the cost appears in quiet dissatisfaction. Families ask why sacrifices continue without clear progress. Elites question long-term sustainability. The price isn't paid all at once, it bleeds continuously. For Ukraine, the price also includes absolute reliance on coordination. A single misstep could risk escalation or alliance fatigue. This strategy demands near-perfect execution. That is the trade-off: high reward, high discipline. The conclusion of this approach is unsettling for Russia. If the war becomes too expensive, too unpredictable, and too demoralizing, it doesn't need to end in a dramatic defeat. It simply stops making sense to continue. Ukraine's revealed strategy doesn't promise victory in days through conquest. It promises collapse through inevitability. If Russia cannot protect its forces, cannot motivate its soldiers, and cannot justify the cost to its people, the war doesn't end with surrender, it ends with withdrawal, negotiation, or internal fracture. This is why analysts are alarmed. This is why the strategy is being called genius. It turns endurance into a weapon and time into an ally. If executed consistently, this plan doesn't need miracles. It only needs Russia to remain exactly what it is today. And that may be the most dangerous part of all.